Warning, the following episode of the Blackwell Podcast contains spoilers from all episodes of Life is Strange.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Blackwell Podcast, where we love Life is Strange more than Max loves food at the Two Whales. And I'm joined here normally with Joey and Jess, and we have the absolute honour of having Hannah Telle on the show. Hi Hannah.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we are good. And nervous at the same time, so...
Okay, great. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Okay, so... normally we obviously we have our own set of questions, and then we're just going to move on to questions that were submitted by the fans. Which
Sounds awesome.
Going to be fun. And thank you to everyone who did submit questions, by the way. Sorry that we couldn't use all of you. It's just we pretty much chose as well the best ones that we could. And okay, so first off, Hannah, could you give us a introduction to those who are unaware of who you are?
Hey, so my name's Hannah Telle. I'm an actress and singer-songwriter from Shelby, North Carolina, and I'm the voice of Max Caulfield, the protagonist in Life is Strange.
Nice. So, how did you get involved with Life is Strange then?
Well, let's see. In 2012, I auditioned for this game called Murdered Soul Suspect for these psychic twin sisters that are trapped in a mental institution. And that game was the people that cast me in that game, Blind Light, they're a company, like a production company, they brought me back in to audition for a couple other games, and one of those games was Life is Strange. And so I auditioned and they, like a week later, they told me that they sent me an offer for the part. It was crazy, how fast and quick, and it was just unbelievable. It's really cool.
So in Life is Strange, you got the role of Max, the main character, and you also played a few other characters. One in particular, Courtney, and you portrayed Courtney really, really well. And,
Thank you.
And so we wanted to know, what do you think the contrast is between the characters, Courtney and Max?
Well, I think the main thing is that Courtney is just tragically consumed with trying to be a part of the popular crowd, the fashionable, hip, in crowd at Blackwell. Almost to the point that she sort of loses who she really is, and she just kind of is this minion to Victoria. And at the same time, though, she's a real person, and she has interests and feelings. And I think that Max, on the other hand, she's just this loner. She's very unusual, and she's super observant, and she has this swift analytical mind, and she's really creative. And even though she doesn't have all the confidence in the world, she has this really strong sense of self. So where Courtney is more impressionable and falls in with doing what everybody else is doing, Max has she has a really strong sense of self, so she never compromises who she is to fit in. But I do think what's super cool about their relationship together is that Max has a choice to create this friendly bond with her by treating Courtney nicely, even though Courtney is not welcoming at all to Max. But if Max goes the extra mile to be nice to her, then they have this nice little relationship, and it's really cool how they interact together. It was neat playing both characters.
Because I played through the game a couple of times, and I had no idea until the third or fourth playthrough that it was you. As when you talk to Courtney, to kind of get into the Vortex Club party. I was like, wait, is that Hannah? And then I looked at it and went, it is!
Oh, yeah. I didn't know I was going to be doing that. I didn't even know I was going to be doing that until they were like, oh, so we want you to do this right now. And normally I have to like take a little bit to figure out how I'm going to do something. So I was just like, okay, here we go.
And since you talked about Max's confidence, and throughout the game we kind of see her progression becoming more of a confident person. How did you actually show that from episode 1 all the way up to episode 5?
It was, oh man, everything to do with playing Max was simultaneously the hardest thing I've ever done and also the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. But yeah, that was tough for me because what came so naturally to me in playing Max was that we were both so similar in our personalities in terms of being soft-spoken and like a bit introverted and kind of meek and shy, and that's something that has plagued me as an actress my entire career. People saying, you're not confident enough, you're not assertive enough, you're never going to make it, you're never going to, be able to do anything, because I think people associate a lack of confidence with incompetence. But what was so amazing about Max growing more confident is that in order to make it believable, make her voice as a more confident person believable, I had to grow with her and become more confident too. And there was really no way for me to get out of it because I had to do it. So I just, it just happened. But there were so many times during recording where I would be saying her lines as she's, transforming into herself as a hero, and I would feel myself beginning to believe, like, okay, I can do this. I can believe in who I am. It was the most incredible experience, and I can't thank. I'm so thankful to the game for that, because it really helped me to have a more secure self-esteem as a person. And but it was hard, yeah, like that. And there were times like when Max is angry and confrontational in episode 5, or like when she's at her most confident self. I would just like start crying because it was so hard for me to like voice those feelings out loud and face the fact that I have all these emotions inside of me, but I'm kind of embarrassed of them, and I relate to her so much, like almost too much. I never cried so much on a job, but it was an amazing experience, and it was definitely worth it.
Yeah. I don't think people have never cried so much playing a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. It was sad. It was real sad.
Wow. Well, I can definitely relate to the confidence thing too. But while recording, because I know you worked like with a bunch of other people too. Did you like work like directly with any other members of the cast? And if you did, what was it like working with them?
I worked with almost all of the main cast at some point during recording. We would have like dual recording sessions for scenes that were like particularly heavy in dialogue, and like they were like more, less gameplay, more story. So they would have, I worked with Ashley the most, and then Derek Phillips, who's Mr. Jefferson, Donna McManus, who's Mr. Madsen, and Diane Hutton, who's Kate, Nick Schreiner, who's Nathan, and Carlos Luna, who's Warren. And it was such an incredible experience because they're all crazy talented and different, so different. I learned so much from every single one of them, and it was always the best feeling when I would come into the studio and I'd see that there would be 2 mics set up, because I knew we'd be doing a dual recording session, and I'd be like, yes, because because when you have them right in front of you, everything is heightened and it's so much more real. You're these, as an actor, getting to have that intimate exchange with another actor is just incredible. And that was it was most strong with Ashley because our characters are so deeply intertwined. I mean, when we were recording the final scene of the game together, that was the most intense and real acting experience I've ever had. It was so incredible because she was right in front of me, and she is Chloe to me in a way, like in a weird way. So every word I was saying to her, it felt so real, and we were both so immersed in our characters and so invested in this story. And it was really special because we were saying goodbye to each other as characters, but also we were saying goodbye to each other as these two actresses who had experienced basically a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity together, and as a result of it had formed this really powerful bond. It was really, really emotional, and it's something I'll never forget, and I can't even talk about it without getting emotional. But yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool working with them, and they're really amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even think about it without getting emotional. Just like just the relationships in the game, and just like what that would be like, you know, working with someone and going through that with someone.
Yeah.
That, I guess that kind of answers our next question. Like, you know, we were going to ask if there were any cast members who you became closer with, but obviously a lot of them.
Oh, well, also I think that like everyone feels a really special connection because of the success of the game, and also mostly because of the strength of the Life is Strange online community, because we're all still connected that way, you know, through Twitter and Instagram, and we're all like experiencing the love from the fans, and we're like, you know, everyone, including the fans, is like this whole Life is Strange family, and that's really cool. So that's worth mentioning, I think. And that's thanks to you guys.
All right. And since you kind of touched about being in the studio, can you describe a generic session of going into the studio? And
Yeah.
what that was like.
Normally I'd go in at 9 a.m. We start at 9 a.m. at this recording studio in Burbank. We would move around sometimes. And first thing that happens when I go in is the voiceover director, who you don't hear much about, but this guy, you know, made the performances of the game. His name's Philip Bach, and he is he's so great. He's always cracking jokes, so I would come in nervous. He'd be doing something hilarious to make me laugh, and he like supported me every step of the way during the game, and was like my coach and my cheerleader, and always helped me to feel like I could do this. And so yeah, the recording sessions were always like peppered with really amazing moments because of him. And they would usually last for 4 hours, and I would read lines for an hour, and then I get a 5-minute break, and then come back in and, you know, do that for 4 hours. And 4 hours doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're continuously talking for that long, oh my gosh, it's like an eternity. And I'd be getting so tired. My voice would be getting really tired, and it was crazy, but it was also awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, because like a few years ago, I actually did a drama course, and like one of the requirements we had to do was actually practice for this play. And we had sessions where we had to go non-stop for about 12 hours or so, and it was just tedious.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal to keep going. Theater's brutal. I love it. But, yeah.
I hate it.
Oh,
I have such bad stage fright. Like, I did drama my freshman year of high school, first trimester. It was like the worst thing in the world for me.
Oh, no.
Like, it made me cry.
Oh, man, sorry.
Yeah,
no, I get that, though.
It makes it sound like nothing, though. It makes this like feel like absolutely nothing for you then.
No, man, I've always had stage fright. It sucks. Like it's like paralyzes me, and you know, it's probably why it's taken me so long to have any kind of real success in acting because I'm like I have so much stage fright. But
Wow.
so yeah, don't man. Stage fright is a very real and scary thing.
Yeah, definitely. So for the next question, it's actually kind of interesting. Did you have any suspicion whether Jefferson had any involvement while reading the script prior to episode 4, or?
Well, if I hadn't been I was told most of the plot towards the beginning of recording, so I knew where things were going to go. Like I think it was midway into the first episode, they sent me this like big email with all these files of all the information on every character and where the story was going. So I kind of like read through the whole script, but as I was reading through, I had no idea it was him. I was so surprised, and I was like, dang, that's good. What a good twist.
Yeah.
The next question is kind of a little bit unrelated to the game, and more so, well, I won't say it's completely unrelated, but what made you pick Obstacles to do a cover of? Your really amazing cover of Obstacles that's on YouTube.
Thank you. Well, I love music and I love doing covers, but I don't do them very often because I don't know, I feel shy about putting stuff online, and I don't know, because it's hard to put stuff up online because people are gonna have something to say. So I wanted to do it, and I'd been thinking about doing it, and then some fans asked me, they were like, will you do a cover? And I was like, okay. So and plus I love that song. The lyrics are so beautiful. And so yeah, it was a hard song I'm not that great at guitar, so it was kind of hard for me to learn that song, but it was so much fun. And then it's just been insane that people have responded so well to it. It's like the highlight of my life. So thanks.
And I'm going to sneak another little question in here too. In episodes 1 and 2, we hear Max playing along in her room to Crosses by Jose Gonzalez and I believe Something Good by Alt J. Was that actually you playing guitar?
Max? No. Oh no. In my dreams, in my dreams. But that's like one of the coolest aspects of being a part of this game is because the soundtrack is amazing, and there's so many musicians that I really, really admire that are up on the soundtrack, and it's like it's so cool when there's good music playing in the background. It's like makes everything better. So it's really awesome to work on something that somebody like Alt J and Jose Gonzalez worked on. It's just crazy, so cool.
That kind of links quite well into our next question. It's like, do you have any favorite artists or musicians that kind of inspire you?
Oh my gosh, yes. Music is like my therapy, as I'm sure it is for many people. But yeah, I mean, I'm in no way saying that I'm like these people because these people are amazing. Just like on another level, supernaturally talented musicians. But I love Arcade Fire and Joni Mitchell, Sufjan Stevens, The Magnetic Fields, The War on Drugs, Future Islands, Cocteau Twins, Belle and Sebastian, Neil Young. I could go on and on forever, but those are some of the main people that I listened to, growing up and when I started playing music, and those are people that I go to their concerts alone. You love them so much you don't even need somebody to go with you because you just their music is so special to you. But yeah, those are some of my favorite bands.
Definitely can relate to that. So I know you talked about an album before.
Yeah.
Do you have any information on when it'll be released or any information at all?
Yeah, it's a full-length album, so there's going to be at least 10 songs on it, and it's going to be ready by March. I'm mostly finished with it. We're just working on a couple last tracks and then mixing it and mastering it, and I guess it's just a lot of the songs are kind of sad, but yeah, it's really personal. It's just I started out recording the songs so that I could kind of deal with some emotional pain, and then the guy that's helping me record them, his name is Ben Schwab. He just like really encouraged me, and we decided to make it into an album. And so yeah, I can't wait for you guys to hear it. And there's a music video for one of the songs that's almost done being edited, so that should be out soon, like in the next couple weeks.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be done in time for my birthday then.
Woo!
Yeah. Best birthday present ever.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's safe to say that when that album does come out, I will throw everything aside and just go onto my computer and buy it.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, guys are like making me so happy. Thank you so much.
Before we move into fan questions, do you have any message to the fans of the game that you'd like to give? Anyone that's like, maybe struggling with some of the things that we encounter in Life is Strange, or just, any sort of message to the fans of the game?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that, like you said, I know that there's a lot of fans who struggle with self-doubt and anxiety and depression, like addiction, loneliness, bullying, fear. I mean, there's so much darkness in this world, and I can say that I've experienced all of it, and it's like something that I still struggle with every day. But I just want everybody to know that even though you may experience these struggles and it may feel like they define you, you can still go so far despite that pain that you have. And the best part about it is that you can use your pain for something beautiful. Like for me personally, everything that I did as Max came from my own inner pain. And if I hadn't experienced, those terrible feelings, then I wouldn't have been able to play the part. And so I just want to encourage everybody that's having a hard time that you're here for a reason, and that I just know that everybody has like a special plan in their life, and if you can just hang on and just try to find something creative to fuel that pain into, then you're gonna be okay. And just know how awesome that you are, because there's only one of you, and that means that you're rare, and if you're rare, you have value. So don't let the darkness trick you into thinking otherwise. If that makes any sense. It's kind of long, sorry.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I think it's time to go into the fan questions now. So Joseph says, if there was to be a season 2, and if it was centered around Max again, and if you were offered by Don't Nod and Blind Light, would you accept the offer?
Yes. That would be the day that I wake up and I'm like crying with joy, and I'm like, oh my god, I have a job again. But not just any job, like the best job. So yeah, that would 100% yes.
Awesome.
That's great to hear.
All right.
Well,
So
I hope that-
oh, sorry.
You and I
hope
both.
it happens.
You and I
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, really. So Caleb wants to know, how did you get yourself prepared to voice the more emotional scenes?
Well, this part was kind of tough because I don't really know how to make my voice sound realistically emotional without actually becoming very upset. So during recording, I was already experiencing a lot of hurt and sadness and anger in my personal life due to some events that had just like destroyed me. But I just felt really close to Max, and there were so many parts of her story that kind of mirrored my own. And so I know this sounds really weird, but it just honestly felt like I was experiencing her pain and suffering, like mostly, you know, in episode 5, right along with her. And it was just a really surreal experience, like, that defies words. But how close and weirdly enmeshed with her life that I felt like I was her. It was very strange. But what made it so hard was that I would get so emotional, like dwelling on the pain that I would feel in my life and the pain I felt for Max's life, that in order to like make the lines sound good, that I would not be able to chill out afterwards. I'd be really, really upset for a couple of days, and I would be sad, and it was just, it took a toll on me a little bit. I guess I think a lot of actors experience that, where, you know, there were recording days where I'd just be crying for 4 hours straight, and I'd have to like go sit in my car afterwards before I could drive and just try to chill out. But yeah, that stuff is hard. I don't know how people do that, and then just, some actors will be crying and then somebody will yell cut and they'll start cracking a joke. But I get really upset, so I just tried to get through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll quit being so emotionally brutal on you and go to a lighter question.
No, it's okay.
Do you have any funny on the set or behind the scenes stories you want to tell? And this is asked by Shims.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the voiceover director I was telling you guys about, Philip Bach, because he was always like, you gotta turn into a superhero. You gotta do this. You gotta take control of the game. This is your game. You gotta do it. And so, because he was trying to hype me up to like be this strong, confident Max. So he would hand me this Nerf gun. He brought a Nerf gun in, and he would make me hold the Nerf gun while I was doing the lines, because it's like make me feel more powerful. And the funny thing is that it totally worked. So wow. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. He was so much fun.
Well, I'd love to see some fan of Max holding a Nerf gun now.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's like time to be an everyday. I've got a Nerf gun in my hand.
I'm gonna go sketch that out right now.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so this next question's from Shadow Dragon 8685, and they want to know, if you could rewind time like Max, would you use it to make dating life easier or not?
Oh my gosh, that's such a it would be so tempting. I would do it. Well, it depends if there's consequences, you know? So if I'm going to cause a whole town to be destroyed by a tornado, then no, I'm going to resist. But if there aren't any apparent, you know, consequences, I would want to, you know, I do stupid stuff, and I would want to erase it. So probably, yeah. But I hope it wouldn't, you know, have any terrible repercussions.
Well, if you destroy a town, it's no big deal.
Yeah, you know.
That'll be fine.
Well, I mean, I think I already know the answer to this question, but Sky wants to know, which character did you despise the most?
Well, obviously Mr. Jefferson, but at the same time, because he's committed, you know, abominable crimes, but at the same time, I also have seen that it's coming from a place of his own pain and misery. And I feel like that's something that is important to think about when when you look at people who have done horrible things, I don't know if you've ever been in a bad mood and you're driving your car and you're just angry and you catch yourself like getting mad at the car next to you. That's because you're experiencing pain. So people that do awful things are in awful pain, I think, at least. And so I want to say I despise Mr. Jefferson, but at the same time, like, how can you hate somebody? You know, he's messed up. You know, he's a really sad individual. So it's hard for me to say that I hate him, but, you know, at the same time, how could you not? It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're nicer than the entire fandom.
I know. I'm probably not being like, I don't know. It is really bad. It's beyond words what he's done, but it's so bad that it's like, what can you even, you know, how can you even react? Well, I mean, you can get really mad. I mean, I don't know. Never mind. I can't figure this one out.
And I think, interject real quick, I think it was actually removed from the game a little bit. I think there was more to Jefferson's backstory and some like hidden files that didn't make it to the final cut.
Oh no, did I just give stuff away because I haven't played? Oh no. It's okay.
Yeah. It'll be okay.
the Jefferson I knew. Jefferson I knew, he was dealing with feelings of rejection of being a washed up photographer in the 90s, and he felt, you know, like a loser, like he had experienced his heyday and now he was just a nobody, teaching at a school, you know. So he was coming up with these really twisted ways to, you know, push the envelope in terms of art, and then it just went terribly awry. But it was never a good, I mean, it was horrible. Everybody, you know, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Next question.
Well, thanks for giving Jefferson's entire backstory.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. So you pretty much answered our next question from Kim, where she asked, have you personally played the whole game yourself already in your own time?
No, I can't do it. I mean, I want to do it one day, but I'm not. It's still really near to me. Like I don't know. I felt like I truly put everything I had into that last episode. Like in terms of drawing upon everything that I was as a human being, you know, everything I'd ever experienced went into that last episode. And I spent the time between when we finished recording until the final episode came out terrified, because I was like, I just gave this everything I have, and what if it comes out and it's not good enough? And I can't really read too many comments or reviews, and I don't want to listen to my voice because I get upset. You know, it just reminds me of, I don't know, I'm just not ready yet. maybe in a couple years, like when I don't know. It was a really intense experience making this game, so I'm not ready to face it.
Yeah, and from what I've seen on Twitter, I think you've seen a few Let's Plays of the game, if that's right.
I've never watched an entire thing. I'm really critical of myself. Hearing my voice is really weird. I feel like it sounds stupid and annoying. So I watched like a little bit of PewDiePie. My mom watches all the playthroughs of the games, so she'll tell me stuff. But I don't know. I just kind of cringe when I hear my voice. So no.
Yeah.
So should we move on to the next one then?
Yeah, we skipped one.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say. Do you want me to go back to that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the one we skipped. So Crimson Dragon Lord wants to know, was it weird for you to hold a conversation with yourself for the two Maxes in the nightmare sequence of episode 5?
Oh yeah, it was really weird. it was really weird. I did all the good Max lines first, and then I went back and did the bad Max lines, and I don't know, it was just really kind of metaphysical because everything that, well, not everything, but a lot of the things that bad Max was saying were like, you know, not true, but if you take a really negative perspective on yourself, they could be true, you know? So pointing out her flaws, and it was just, I don't know, I felt like I was Max, so I related to her so much, so when I was saying all that stuff to myself as bad Max, it was like, dang, this is true. You know, but it's not, but it is, but parts of it are, and you know, everybody has a duality to their person. Everybody has, you know, lightness and darkness within them, and it's a balance between the two. So just to kind of focus on that darkness was really intense, and plus it was hard for me I didn't know how that was going to turn out. You know, I didn't know if it was going to be, I don't know. I still don't know how it turned out, but what you going to do?
It was great. It was great.
Thanks.
Yeah. So the next question is, Ruben wants to know, which episode was the most difficult for you to do a voiceover for?
Yeah, definitely episode 5, but also episode 1, because I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, this was my first time when I did Murdered Soul Suspect, it was performance capture. So they would do motion capture for the movements, and then facial capture for expressions, and then they would simultaneously record the lines as I was acting everything out. There was like a little bit of voiceover in post where we would, you know, correct things that weren't recorded as well as they could have been when we were filming, but this was just voiceover. I didn't know. Voiceover is really hard because they can't see your face, so you have to get you have no expression, so you have to get all of your expressions across just through your voice. And I didn't know, you know, I had trouble like with knowing, you know, just what to do at all. It was really tough. So the episode 1 and 5, probably the hardest. Definitely the hardest.
Yeah.
It's hard to even believe that episode 1 came out almost a year ago.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right. What? It's weird. Episode 5 was also really hard because I knew it was ending. And it was like, this is coming to an end. And I kind of felt like the game had experienced so much success and things were so good, but I never really took the time to, while we were doing all of the recording, I never really took the time to take that in and enjoy it because I was just so stressed about making it the best I could, and you know, just like caught up in the past and the future. So I wish I would have been more in the present, but oh well. Yeah.
Well, with the limited edition coming out this month, you know, maybe you'll have a little bit of that'll surely bring in new people and all that. So maybe you'll have some time to enjoy the revelry.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So this next Taylor wants to know if you think that Max would have been angry at Nathan for the death of Chloe in the Sacrifice Chloe ending, or do you think that she would have been more sympathetic now that she knows the truth of what was happening in Nathan's life?
Well, she's definitely going to I think she would definitely have a degree of sympathy because, you know, she understands that Nathan is deeply flawed and you know, he's afflicted with some major illnesses. But at the same time, you know, you can't not be angry when someone, you know, he also made really poor choices, which got him to to this place. You know, he's dealing with drugs, and he's getting weapons, and but that's all because he has, so much trouble going on inside of him. But yeah, there's always going to be anger, when someone hurts someone or kills someone that you love. That's just unavoidable. So I think she's less angry than she would be otherwise if she didn't know, but she's still angry.
Mm-hmm.
And Gina would like to know, what kind of life experience have you gathered or cherished that you'll be keeping close to your heart from the production of the game? Or, like, be the fan base, any collaborations that you did?
Oh, man. Everything. But most importantly, well, I learned to start trusting myself more as an actress and as a person, because I made a lot of mistakes in my life that I wish I could go back in time and change. But if I did do that, then I wouldn't end up where I am now, and I wouldn't have gotten to experience this game. So the success of this game really helped me believe in myself, and but the most the greatest thing about the whole experience is you guys, because I just want to say thank you to everybody for playing the game, and an endless thanks to everybody who's been so unbelievably supportive of me. And I haven't gotten to respond to everybody yet, but I'm working on it, and I just want everybody to know that the kind words that you guys have given me, I completely changed my life forever. And I think that's so cool, because it's a testament to what the game stands for, because your choices really do have consequences, and sometimes the results of the decisions that you make are profound and beautiful. And you guys chose to support this game, and you chose to support me, which has created a result of this entire community being built where people can make friends and enjoy something that they enjoy, discussing something they can love. And it's also made my life immeasurably better, because it's helped me to transcend literally a lifetime of self-doubt. So because of this game and the fan base, I feel like I can, it sounds silly to say this, but I really feel like I can make my dreams come true. It's just so supportive and amazing. So that's the greatest thing. And the best part about it is that it continues on. Everyone's still enjoying discussing the game, and it's so amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that is incredible to hear.
Yeah, the show wouldn't happen because of the game, and actually, myself, Joey, and Jess wouldn't even have met.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy
Yeah.
to think about.
It is crazy. It really is. That how everything, there really is a butterfly effect. It's cool. It could be positive and negative, but I think that it's mostly been positive from this game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think that pretty much answers the next question, which is, they wanted to know, how do you feel about Life is Strange being such a success? Which, I feel like that was answered.
Yeah. It doesn't feel real. It still doesn't. It feels real, but not really. It's just it's an enormous blessing. It's really changed my life. So yeah, it's awesome.
Have you had any weird fan experiences or any crazy ones?
No, everybody's
No?
really cool. Yeah. Everybody's just a lot of the time it's people talking about how how much the game helped them, with hard times they were experiencing. And so, the only weird thing about it is just that I can't believe that it happened to me. It's just so cool, because I've mentioned it before in comments on Instagram, but there are days I have clinical depression and anxiety. I've had it my whole life, and there are days that I feel I'm really, really down, and the people online are so good to me, and so that really helps me. It's so cool.
Yeah. Wow.
So, sorry, I'm just still kind of reeling from all that.
Sorry.
No, that's incredible to get to hear.
Mm-hmm.
To get to hear what this meant to you and like what it still means to you and everything that it does for you. It's very moving. I'm trying to keep it together.
I'm just start crying. This is so cool. Thank you guys so much for like making this happen. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our next question is asked by Jenna, and her question is Bay, B-A-Y, or Bae, B-A-E.
Oh, the age-old question. For a long time, I wouldn't answer this question because I didn't want people to get mad. But I have to answer it now because I've thought a lot about it. And I gotta choose the Arcadia Bay. Because we all know that when Max uses her rewind powers, bad stuff happens. Who's to say that this tornado hitting is the end of the consequences from her manipulating time? There's no telling what other effects have happened, and just because the tornadoes hit and the town is demolished, just think about all the whales that have washed up dead. That's affecting the ocean ecosystem. It's not just going to magically go back to the way it was before. That ripple effect is going to continue on and on and on. And I just feel like also if she sacrifices everyone in the town to stay with Chloe, that's never going to go away either. The guilt and the pain from causing the death of this many people just to preserve, a relationship between two people while it's beautiful and moving, that would be a major strain on their relationship, and I don't think it's something they could ever fully recover from. So I would have to choose the Bay, as Arcadia Bay, as hard as that is, because I have seen the ending, the ending sequences, both of them, and they're, oh my god, so sad. Oh man.
Because I was watching an actual Let's Player called Emma Blackery, and she was she actually had to get out of her seat just to think about it. She chose the Arcadia Bay ending, and as soon as she clicked it, she realized all the positives about it, but then she couldn't stop crying throughout of it.
Oh,
it was so emotional, even just watching her play it.
Oh man.
And, even Joey and we can't even watch that ending.
Yeah,
anymore.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I can't think too much about it. It's so sad.
I feel like a terrible person now, though, for choosing to save Chloe.
Yeah.
No! Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't even do that.
I just put a ton of thought into this so that I would have all these reasons so that no one would get mad at me for choosing the other one. So I don't think bad of you at all. If it were actually me and I weren't, standing on the outside thinking about it, who knows what I would do. That love is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that brings us to our last question from Mousy Chan on Instagram. And how do you perceive Max and Kate's friendship?
I love Max and Kate. Kate is such an amazing character. My favorite thing about Kate is she is, she's a Christian, and I'm a Christian too. So you don't always get to see Christians portrayed as basically as real people. A lot of times you see them as, like, what comes to mind, for example, is a movie called Saved. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but Mandy Moore plays this super popular Christian girl who's very judgmental of everyone around her, and she's just, queen bee on top of the world, basically like a Victoria character. And I feel like, you either get that stereotype or you get the stereotype of like a very backwards, regressive, overly modest, judgmental Christian. But Kate is struggling. Kate is like relying on her faith out of pure desperation because she is experiencing such inner turmoil and pain. And I just thought it was cool that they showed someone who's a Christian who's struggling with their faith. And it was really amazing to me how Max like called out to her through scripture and was like, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, I will give you rest. Like, she's trying to speak to Kate through faith, and that was awesome. And I just, I think it really speaks about who Max is, that she saw Kate and what pain she was in, and tried to help her, and in some cases did help her, saved her life. And then I love how if you do save her, there's this window for the two of them to have like a really incredible friendship. And it's a very different friendship than Chloe and Max, because all romantic insinuations aside, the relationship between Max and Chloe, I've kind of had friends like this where, it's not like, Max is so a little bit meek, and Chloe is like very outgoing, overbearing in your face. And so they work like yin and yang. But with Max and Kate, Kate is so gentle, but also Max is gentle, but a little less gentle than Kate. So I think that Kate really brings out like a nurturing and strong side of Max. And I think that at that moment when she realizes that she has the potential to change Kate's trajectory, that's like the the starting point for Max to really start coming into her own. So I think it's a really cool, intricate relationship.
Yeah. And to me, I think the best way that they show the relationship between Max and Kate is in episode 4 with the hospital.
Yeah, it's such a sweet scene. I love that part. Oh. The girl who voices Kate is really amazing too. She's really a really nice, wonderful person.
Yeah, we actually got to interview her a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
which was
that's
awesome.
so cool. Well, how long has the podcast been going on?
Well, we originally planned it I came up with the idea back in July, and when episode 4 came out, and we released episode 1 in August, but then we had a huge hiatus for like about 3 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of started from, I think it was like mid-November.
It was like maybe 2 to 3 weeks after the 5th episode came out.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And then we've been doing an episode every week since then.
Mm-hmm.
Every week, man. Who else have you guys been interviewing?
No,
You're our second.
Yeah, you're our second interview.
Okay, cool. I was like, well, I'm missing all this stuff. I want to hear. I'll have to hear Dan's interview. That's awesome.
And that pretty much brings it to the end of the fan questions. And it's probably time to move on to our Everyday Hero segment.
Okay.
Before we do, though, I want to sneak in one little question. What was your favorite line? What was your favorite line to read?
Oh my gosh. At the time, I did not understand this line. I did not get it. But everybody is like so funny about this Shaka Bra line, and I'm like, what? I mean, I get it now because, those are two conflicting, I guess, slang terms. I don't even know, but yeah, that was not my favorite line to say, but I just think it's funny how everybody likes it. Probably my favorite line to say, was just, was that line I mentioned earlier about when Max is on the roof, you know, calling to Kate and like telling her scripture, the verse from Matthew. But also I really loved, there's at the end of episode 5 when Max is yelling at the tornado, like she's just so angry and she's so mad at herself and she feels like I caused all this destruction. It's my fault. And that's probably my very favorite line, because I really related to that line, and it was just felt I'd never, gotten to like really just yell out something in front of other people in a professional setting that deeply resonated with me as much as those lines about like it being her fault. So to be able to do that it was really transcendental. It was mind blowing to get to say that. So yeah, that's my favorite line.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was really hoping it was going to be Release the Crack Hand, but
oh, I love that one too, though. That one's really good. I laughed out loud when I saw that line.
Yeah, I mean,
Release the Crack Hand. So
yeah, I mean, any line with a pun, it's like so much.
Could you say the Shaka Bra one for us?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't remember how I say that exactly, but I'll try. It's just like, I'm ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra. Or something like that. I think that's how she says it. I don't know.
It's already the 3rd of January and my year's already been made.
Oh man, thank you. That makes me feel great.
Anyway, yeah, it's probably time to move on to Everyday Heroes.
Okie doke.
Okay, to those who are unfamiliar with Everyday Heroes, it's a segment that we have every week where we appreciate the fan community with their content, whether it be fan art, cosplay. Some point we'll probably do music, videos, anything really. And for this week, I have chosen a Max cosplay by Mousy-chan on Instagram. And I really chose it because her facial expressions look so much like Max, and the eye makeup's done really well. The Jane Doe shirt, and the wig, it's like, as soon as I looked at it, I had to take a minute just to stare and just like if they based Max on a real person or not. I was just contemplating how great it was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, her eyes are awesome. The blue it looks, eerily similar to Max's eyes.
Yeah, and I think that she did freckle makeup as well. I'm not too sure, but...
Oh, yeah, I see that. She did. It's very subtle, which is so nice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I love her necklace, too.
Yeah. Does anyone else have to say anything else about this one?
I just throw in that the attention to detail. They really pulled off the look really, really well. So great job, Mousy-chan.
Yeah, and they actually did a variation on it for Halloween on Instagram where she did deer makeup and she had antlers on it. It was really, really nice to see that kind of variation on things.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
My choice was by Heliani Jamai. We have a history of just mispronouncing these names. So I apologize, but they're entitled Maxine Caulfield. The thing that caught my attention first was just kind of like how the face and the hair is really detailed, and then it kind of like, goes into more of like just a line art, like with the jacket and stuff. I really like that kind of juxtaposition, that contrast. And another thing that I really, really liked was the color blots behind it. And if you look closely in like the yellow section, you actually see the lighthouse.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And some Polaroids as well.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
No, me either.
Wow. That is amazing. It's so abstract. I love that.
Wow.
I'm just staring at it because it's just good.
I am too. I just caught myself. I was like, mouth open.
Well, being an artist, like, definitely can appreciate this piece. It's like the shadows are just beautiful, and like the colors they use to like draw this like beautiful drawing. It's just mind blowing, really. Like, wow.
Yeah. So well done to Helen Jamai for that one. Just bravo.
Sure. Did you want to say something?
No, I was gonna just say, who did you choose for this week?
Well, this week I chose it's called Life is Strange. It's by Nimblewit on Tumblr. And this cosplay was first sent to me from my friend Gabriella. And Hannah, I'm pretty sure, I think you know her.
Oh my gosh, I love Gabriella. She's the best.
I always talk to her. She's like the nicest.
Yeah, she's so cool.
Yeah, but so I immediately chose this one because I love sunsets, so it just kind of like gravitated towards me. But I love how like the girl is almost like a silhouette. You know what I mean? Like the lighting is beautiful. I love how her back is like turned from the camera and her arm is like stretched out as if she's, rewinding time. It's just really inspiring, and her outfit is pretty spot on too. So. Yeah,
that's a beautiful photograph. Wow.
Yeah. It really reminds me of the ending to episode 1 when Max and Chloe are standing on the cliff face, looking at the sunset, or even in episode 4 when they're going to see Frank, and she's just standing at the beach. It just, I keep saying really well done to everybody because that's all I can say, because I'm speechless by all of this.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, there's so many insanely talented artists in the Life is Strange fan community. It's so wild.
Definitely, yeah.
There's so, I mean, Jess, you are like a freaking pro. And then, it's just unbelievable how talented everybody is. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of see that this game's actually brought the creative potential of a lot of people. That's pretty much why we actually chose to have this segment in the show in the first place.
It's how I joined the show in the first place.
Yes.
That's so
because
cool.
we actually did feature Jess's work in one episode when we talked about Nathan Prescott, and we used her portrait then. And just
good. Jess is the greatest.
Yeah. And when we were there, we were actually at that time we were looking for a new co-host, and as soon as like Jess kind of seeked interest, we was like, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You guys are gonna make me cry.
Oh, everyone's crying all the time.
That's Life is Strange in a nutshell, everybody.
Yeah.
So true. Oh my god.
If you want your artwork to be featured on an Everyday Heroes segment, so you can submit it to us. Blackwell Podcast at hotmail.com is our email address. You can also tweet it to us. It's at Blackwell Podcast, PDcast, I should say. Yeah. And, right. And you can find all this information on our website as well as look at the winners from past episodes at blackwellpodcast.wordpress.com. If we don't get submissions, we usually reach out and try to find people. So keep an eye out. If you are an artist, or if you're doing cosplays or any sort of fan art revolving around Life is Strange, we'll try to reach you on Tumblr, DeviantArt, Twitter, Instagram. So keep an eye out for us.
Yeah. That's it. That pretty much sums up this episode. So thank you once again, Hannah, for joining us for that amazing interview.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
God, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. I've been having a rough couple of days, and this like really brightened my day. So thank you guys. This is really cool. Oh man, I'm so happy that that there are so many people that love the game. It's so cool.
And with that said, we will see everybody next week.
Right.
Yeah.